welcome to another episode of Let's Eat Orlando with Amy Drew and Biggie. This week we're talking Foodie Awards, Orlando Sentinel Foodie Awards.
Hardest part of my job.
That
Hardest
is
part
the
of my job.
definitely the topic we're going to be talking about. I kind of wanted to find out a little bit more about how that process goes, in selections, dealing with the nominations, and then we're going to talk about some of the selections that were selected so far. Amy Drew, out of curiosity, I know this year you guys changed the format. The Orlando Sentinel changed the format, made it more, you kind of explain a little bit more like how the idea of it. I mean, I think it's a great concept. I mean, obviously it maybe needs some more tweaking, but I think it's a great idea. What are they doing now?
Well, the awards perspective, right? The awards, the first year that the Orlando Sentinel did the Foodie Awards, I was 26 years old. So it was a while ago. Um, I've been doing it since I got this job, which is a little less than 5 years ago. The only real significant change that I don't want to say I insisted on it because they could have said no, but was to put chains in their own category. And you and I had this discussion, and you were like, people just say, "Oh, Chipotle." You said that.
Yeah.
And yeah, I didn't want Chipotle to be able to win against a local restaurant. While chains are important, I know people love their chain restaurants. They can love whatever fast food they want. I think it's great.
Yep.
I discuss fast food and garbage food with top chefs all over the city, but they should be in their own category. So we made a chain restaurant category so that anybody who nominates Golden Corral for best restaurant, no, it's only allowed to be voted for in the best chain category. But the nomination process really is completely out of my hands. The reader's choice stuff is totally has nothing to do with me. That's all, independent votes.
And then the way you guys set it up this time was you guys kind of did it almost like I would say like bite-sized category. So not all of them are at once. Like right now, I think I forget how many they are, but it's like, I would say it's more like the casual, more like the casual world of like, between barbecue and like brewery, burgers, cheap eats, donuts, food truck, pizza, sandwich, seafood, sushi, taco, takeout, vegan, and new restaurant, like, is the first wave. And then there's going to be more of them, right? Is how you guys are looking to do it. So there's like more people can
Yes. Yeah, we decided to try to break it out because the foodies in the past have had 50 categories. And for me, that meant one winner and two runners up. So, like 300 restaurants. And it's a lot to digest at once, pun not intended, but intended. And you didn't get a lot of heavy visibility, and it was a big job. And, so we just decided, why not break it out? So yeah, so this first round of categories included the two biggies that'll be one time a year, which is the best new restaurant and the restaurant of the year. Plus these sort of tried and trues, burgers, tacos, wings, things that are just sort of more generic, and then breaking it out into other categories. So it's just more digestible. And what we're going to be doing, and it hasn't landed yet, but it'll be out online tomorrow, which I guess will be already out by the time this podcast drops, is that instead of doing runners up, we're going to do, and by the way, here are 3 more great places for burgers, or 3 or 4
honorable
more.
mentions.
Yes, exactly. Because it really is, in the end, it's so subjective. But because of the nature of this gig, they're forcing me. This is the way it's done. I have to pick one. But it's really hard because there's 10, 20, there could be 20 places that have a best burger level burger. And I can't pick 20. So, so this is just a way to make sure that what I would call the sort of the runners up get more space. They get pictures, they get words, instead of just here's the name of the restaurant and here's the address.
Yeah.
And
No,
I think it's better for them, and more fun because we get to showcase, 4 burgers or 4 places for burgers instead of just one.
and obviously that means more work for you as well. 4 times more work.
It's more work, but spread out in a more manageable, I hope, way.
Yeah.
We'll see. We'll
Yeah.
see how it goes.
So
Look for Q2 to drop in June.
I love and I love that. I love that you guys have broken it down that way. It's a lot easier. What how difficult is it to pick like a winner when you're kind of going through some of these? Like, you know what I mean? Like when you're trying to do it, like do you take
It's
into
so
effect
hard.
do you take into account things like I don't know, anything like, hey, who did I select? Like do you look back and be like, who did I select last year or the last few years?
Sometimes, yeah. I mean, I've not picked the same place for burger any year because there are so many good ones out there. I just feel like there's no need.
Yeah.
Um, I this year I suggested a Hall of Fame. Can we make a Hall of Fame and just retire people and put them in the Hall of Fame? I'm not sure that they'll go for that, but it's in my, you know, let them be able to claim Hall of Fame, and then I
Yeah.
don't have to,
Yeah.
then it allows for new spaces, but we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, I could see them liking it and disliking it because a place would be like, "Hey, I know I'm in the Hall of Fame, but I don't want to be forgotten. I like being mentioned I like my restaurant being mentioned in the newspaper."
Right,
Um,
right.
do you want to go over some of these categories that currently have? I can kind of give you. I can go over some of the names of some of the places, and we can kind of chat a little bit about it. I could even then maybe I can, if you're interested, I can give you who I would have picked,
Yeah, it's
or
so subjective. That's the whole thing. And just as easily as you could be like, "Oh, Primrose Lanes has an amazing burger." You know who else does? Yeah, I know they
yeah,
do because I have no choice. I have to pick one. In the end, it's like that's what has to happen. Sometimes it comes down to just you just got to pick. There's a
yeah,
deadline and I
yeah.
have to pick, you
No.
know.
I think that's the part where I think I enjoyed looking at it because I went over the paper. I was looking
It's the
over.
Highlander. I
Yeah,
liken it.
I was going through everything and I was kind of seeing, your selection and then the reader's choice. It was interesting to see which ones were I like kind of matched. I did notice some things where nominations on some cases, like the same type of places, almost like they got ahead of themselves or were able to add themselves to many categories. So it was that part I thought was interesting on the nomination side of it where I was like, oh, this restaurant didn't make it. But I'm like, I wonder if they even got to nominate themselves because maybe the window of time wasn't in long enough. So I don't know. Either way, I think it's a great list of places. Um, the first one I saw because I did it kind of alphabetical was barbecue. And
Tough one every year. Every year is so hard. Every year, one of the hardest categories. No matter who I pick, I am angry that I couldn't pick more places.
it almost becomes it's almost like the pick becomes, at least in my mind, it must be difficult. It has to be difficult, but in my mind I almost think to myself, I'm like, what, not that it would be my selection, but if I were to eat at one of those places, it would be like, which one am I closest to, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, and I
Like
think that for a lot of people it would be like that. I don't pick them like that because I'm
correct,
speaking for the metro, but
correct,
it doesn't matter. It still
correct.
doesn't matter. Last year my pick was Granny's Southern Smokehouse, which won Reader's Choice this
Yep,
year.
I saw
They
that.
are just as worthy this year to be my pick as Briskets. Granny's is down in St. Cloud,
Yes.
Kissimmee, St. Cloud,
Yep.
St. Cloud, and Briskets is up in Oviedo.
Yep.
Both of them are super worthy. Granny's is no less good than it was last year.
Correct.
It's just a matter of there are so many places. And this year I tried a lot of great new barbecue and I still didn't even try all the new barbecue.
Yep.
So there are places that I could have picked that I haven't even gotten a chance to try yet. And so I'm hoping that's another thing is that I'm hoping that breaking them out this year will make it easier for me to try more places throughout the year so that I have a greater pool in my, in my Rolodex, if you
Yeah.
will, to choose from.
So it's funny that because I did eat at Briskets and Barbecue. I remember texting you and telling you, and you're like, I wrote about them already. And then I looked and I saw it. And I was like, wait a second. I was like, I just told her about this place. I'm like, of course. I'm like, that's kind of I do love them. I mean, there's a lot of, like you said, there is tons of barbecue places that are just phenomenal. And a lot
And
of
let
times,
me tell you, it came down to the wire. It came down to the wire who I was going to put in the number one slot because really the people who I didn't pick belong there just as much. It's really, there are so many good places, but there can be only one.
and more places are coming. More barbecue places are coming. Like, I mean, between
Yes,
Hinckley's and
yes.
Smoke Made Meats, all those places are opening up. And like you got
Smoke
then
Made Meats won, I think, 2
yeah,
years ago as a
yeah,
pop-up. I think
yeah,
that I gave them the number one. I'm pretty sure that they were my
yeah.
critics pick 2 years ago,
And
even without a storefront.
those are some places that I like will go to. I'll go to Smoke and Donuts. They make a great food there as well. I'll do
Love their
pig.
brisket. Love the
Yes,
brisket
yes, and I'll
there.
do like Pig Floyd's. I'll do Buen Fuegos. There's so many of them.
Pig
I will.
Floyd's, I think, was my first year. The first
Yep.
year I did the Foodies, Pig Floyd's was my pick. So it's like,
Yeah.
see, these places are
Yeah.
good and they stay good.
Correct. Correct. I will say I agree because I enjoyed the briskets. I actually ate that during Super Bowl Sunday. I used the leftover briskets from Briskets and Barbecue and made myself a sandwich with like sourdough bread. I made like a Super Bowl sandwich. And I used it, and their brisket
Ooh.
was amazing. Their desserts were amazing. Definitely a good one. A
Yeah,
good
they do
pick.
house-made desserts. I love that. I
Yes.
love that it's a little shack. And I was gonna say, I would think that you would like briskets because even though this isn't the thing that I gravitate towards on the menu, briskets has a lot of sandwiches.
Uh-huh.
They have
Yes.
a lot of funky barbecue sandwiches
Yes.
on their
And
menu.
it's
I tend to be purist. Like I just want to eat chicken or brisket or
so
sausage.
I will tell you this. When I go to a barbecue place the first time, I actually don't go sandwich. I do
Right.
exactly what you did. I do give me the barbecue. I want to taste it. I want to know what it tastes
Mhm.
like. Do I need sauce? That's the other thing. I'm like, I want to know. I'm like, is it so good that I don't need sauce, or do I need sauce? And like, those are the elements that I kind of look at. So yeah, I'm exactly the same way. Like the next time I go, I will just get a brisket sandwich. When I go to briskets and barbecue, because that's usually what I kind of go towards. The other big one, and we won't go through all of them because obviously it'll take forever. But like some other ones that I thought were interesting, like your burger, like you mentioned. You picked the Primrose burger. I know Hangry Bison got Reader's Choice as that. For me, I kind of gravitate. I do think there's a lot of good burger places, and you really can't go wrong with all the different great burger places. But I kind of do like the Swine and Sons burger, the one with all the
They
onion.
have been in my mix in
Yes,
past Foodie
yeah.
Awards. Um, definitely. They had one and I can't remember, but I think it was onions and blue cheese
Mm-hmm.
and I was all for that one. I remember
Yeah.
loving that one.
What
So
was
yeah, these are great.
what was it that you loved about the Primrose burger?
I think what I love about the Primrose Burger is that it's so classic. It's, gooey American cheese. It's smash burger, so it has the crisp edges, but it's a double patty. It's like what fast food burgers that you love could be if they were like
Elevated.
500%.
Yes.
And Primrose Lanes, they do these pickles in house that are gingery and I love the I'm crazy about pickles on hamburgers and I love their pickles. So I think that it was a combination of that. This is what like a McDonald's double cheeseburger could be if like it was like the McDonald's in heaven. Does that make sense?
Yes, yes. No, I love that. I
It's
think that's
got the
great.
onions, I don't like it when people back away from onions because so many people are like, I don't like onions, No, onions are good. Eat
Is
those.
where this
Eat
onion
those and share them with your partner, and both of you have onions and it cancels it out.
I love it. Is the onion sauteed or are the onions raw onions?
No, no, no. I believe that they're caramelized.
Oh,
I'd have
okay,
to
okay.
look it up because
No.
I actually just did a piece on other burgers, ancillary,
Uh-huh.
as a follow-up to Primrose Lane's winning.
Talk about it.
So some of my other favorite burgers, and I'm telling you, this one is so good. The Loco Moco burger at Sweet and Salty Island Grinds is like my heart. I mean, my heart is obviously clogged and ready to explode, but it is my heart. Loco Moco, if you're not familiar with it, is this classic Hawaiian plate lunch dish. It's like a hamburger on rice because everything is rice, and there's gravy on it and a fried egg. And that's locomoco. And they have
Oh.
taken this dish and turned it into a burger, a double patty smash burger with the gravy and the fried egg. And Chef Will makes this like fresh garlic aioli that you can taste even in the middle of all of that stuff. Like you're like, where is that garlic coming from? It's just so good. And you get the gravy, you get that pop of the egg with the yolk. I don't know if you're a fried egg person, but
I am.
like everything is better with a fried egg on it. Like chocolate cake would be better with a fried egg on
You
it.
love. I will say that I've learned that you love chocolate cake because you put a lot of weird things on top of it.
No, I just
Uh,
use that as an example
I
because
know,
chocolate
I
cake
know.
is like this
Yeah.
universally loved thing.
Does it have rice? Does this burger have rice as well
No, it
on
does
it?
not have
Okay.
rice. It has like a brioche bun.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a
I
brioche
love
bun,
that.
which is that's why locomoco, I like it, but it was never one of my favorite plate lunch foods.
Yeah.
But as a burger, it's like,
Next level.
oh, it's next level. So that's one of my favorite burgers in town this year. Um, over at the Classic, I don't know if you've been to the Classic in Thornton Park.
No?
They are doing crazy good burgers over there with the toasted bun, which is everything simple, but then they do these great burgers of the day or burgers of the week or whatever their specials are. They haven't repeated any of them that are like nuts. So like you could always go there and get the classic cheeseburger, but you could also get some kind of crazy taco inspired burger or some
Nice.
sort of beer cheese smothered burger on rye bread, pressed, or they're
Sounds
just
amazing.
doing they're just doing nutso stuff over there. But they have the classic and those burgers are really good. And what was my third one? I'm trying to remember. Oh, Poppy Smash
Oh
downtown.
yeah.
Latin burgers, Latin inspired burgers.
With
So you've got
plantain
the
has like plantain.
maduros
Mm,
and the chimichurri and all kinds of crazy stuff going on. And those are amazing. Those are
yeah.
amazing. So
The
that's just three places outside of Primrose Lanes where the burgers are just they're awesome. They're all
yeah.
great, you
No,
know.
I love that. What about I saw like your the donut one. I kind of side more with the readers, but I will never say no to a DG donut.
Who did the
I
readers pick this year?
the
Was it
D
Donut King?
Donut King. Yeah.
Donut King
Yeah.
has been my pick for like 3
Yeah.
years running.
Yeah. I mean, you
So
can't
I
really go
just felt like I
wrong.
needed to
No.
spread love a
I
little
I
bit.
I totally agree with that. Like you
Yeah.
really can't go wrong. They make amazing donuts. So it's just in reality, it's really like who am I closest to? Oh, I'm near DG. Yeah, go to DG.
Yeah.
I'm near Donut
I'm
King.
not
Go to
near
Donut.
DG. I go to
No,
Donut
I'm
King
not.
way
Yes.
more often than I
Yes.
go to DG. But DG, man, those apple fritters, they're like the size of your head.
Yes. Oh, it's
Have
so
you
good.
seen those? I'm not even
Yes.
exaggerating. They're
I
like the
have.
size of a plate. Like
Oh,
4 people could share that.
so good. All this
Yeah.
talk, food talk gets me. Food truck.
Right? This is like my
Yeah.
whole life. I have to go on the treadmill just after talking to
Just like
you.
talking about it.
Yeah.
Food truck wise, I know Red Panda.
That's 2 years in a row for
Yeah.
me.
But Red Pandas, they really make some killer stuff. I loved in the article reading the fact that my favorite thing to eat sandwiches may be coming back in a form from them. I know they've done sandwiches on the truck, but a concept coming in the future. So I'm super excited about that.
There are
Um,
so many good food trucks. I need to just say that there are so many good food trucks out there. I picked them 2 years in a row because they're just so creative and they're so different. And really they should be a restaurant and I
yeah.
hope that one day they are.
Yep.
Um they put so much care into what they do. They work so hard to make the food good. Like really on an artist level,
Hmm.
I think, and they want you to love it like
Yeah.
it's their art. And if you don't, I think it hurts their hearts.
Yeah. No, they Seth and Elliot do a hell of a job, and the team they do a great job on it. And the great thing about it is you can go to like a Tasty Tuesday or whenever you like. The great thing about them is that when they're selling at a lot of these things, these events, there's other food trucks there, so it's like a perfect excuse to go see
Yeah.
those,
Yeah. Yeah.
eat at
Yeah.
those
So
other
you
food
can
trucks.
have that and share one of their dishes and then go.
Yep. which is usually kind of how we play the game when we go eat at food trucks for sure.
It's
Pizza,
just a place that I think I wanted more people to look at who maybe didn't know about them
yeah, no, I love
before.
that.
Because again, we're in it. So it's like people go, the people who are friends with you and me are like, Red Panda again. But like
Yeah,
there are so many people who read these things that don't know. They just
correct.
don't. You have to understand, not everybody is us. They don't pay
Yeah.
as much attention as we do.
And this is the reason why we're doing this, is because we want to
Yeah.
highlight those places and remind you to
Yeah.
go outside your comfort zone and check those places out. Pizza, you pick Soto Square, which is great, great pizza. I always
I have to
enjoyed their.
defend that choice against my homies back home.
Oh, why? Because it's
How could you
Detroit style
pick
pizza.
Detroit? How could you pick a Detroit place over New York? Because it's good. That's
Yeah,
why. Because it's really good.
exactly. No, I enjoy them. My pick. Obviously, I do enjoy pizza. I know I'm a sandwich guy. I usually tend to go Black Magic Pizza. Is one of my favorites.
You're
Um,
telegraphing. When
yeah.
is this going to come out?
Oh, it'll come out. I don't know. We'll come out in a few weeks because remember we still need an
Oh,
intro and all that other stuff. So you
okay,
got
great.
time. You got time.
Because Black Magic is my review this week.
Are you
That's going to
serious?
drop in 2 days. And I am a new, huge fan of Black Magic.
Yeah.
I cannot believe it took me this long to get there. That's how hard this job is.
Yeah.
They are out of sight,
I
without a doubt.
So,
So
and obviously I have a partialness to them because one, I was there like at their first pop-ups. So I've been there since the beginning at their first pop-ups. Travis and Elizabeth and the team are just phenomenal, and just seeing what they've been able to, the hustle and what they've been able to do. My entire family pretty much like loves their pizza. So we end up like, I can't wait for when they have the larger pies, because we pretty much are buying, 3 or 4 pies, and we usually go for like their wing Wednesday. When they do that, we'll get their wings as well, because we love their wings whenever we can. We'll get wings and pizza when they make them.
that dough, I'm all about the crust. I'm all about the dough before anything else. And that dough is, again, much like I said about Red Panda, there is care and love in that dough. There is so much flavor in that dough. There are so many places that, they make a good pizza, but the dough doesn't really taste like anything. It's kind of just like the edible plate but this is really good pizza. The dough is there, and this dough is just, they do a phenomenal job. They care.
So the other category, which obviously is my favorite category, is the sandwich category, and you picked Hinckley's.
I have
Uh,
picked Hinkley's, I think 3 out of 4 times, or 4 out of 5. I picked Stasio's one year. There are a lot of really good contenders. I love Stasio's. They make their own bread, and I love Stasio. It's just like every other category. Like there are so many good contenders, but Hinkley's is, I don't know, it's just special. He does
yeah,
such good stuff.
and it's funny because Stasio's is the reader's pick.
The readers
Is
are getting better.
Yeah,
They
no,
are.
I agree with that.
The
Now,
last few years, I've seen way more picks on the reader side that I would actually pick myself.
well, and that's good. I mean,
Yeah.
that's exactly what you want. Now, of course, obviously, since I love sandwiches so much, I figured we kind of all the picks are great. Hinkley's phenomenal. Stasio's, I'll never say no to any of these
And
places.
I haven't done my follow up yet on that. So I will do a
Yes,
sandwich follow up that'll include at least 3 other places that I think are amazing.
yes, which I obviously can't wait to hear about. But I want to talk about, and maybe they might be in the story when we talk about this, because I wanted to kind of ask you a little bit more specific breakfast or sandwich questions, like what is your favorite breakfast sandwich in Orlando?
Well, the funny thing is that I still haven't found a place, and I don't know what it is, that can perfectly replicate the New York egg sandwich. However, I went to Stasio's and they made me an egg provolone sausage and broccoli rabe sandwich. That if you go through my Instagram, if anybody's out there, if you're patient enough to scroll back, you will see it. This sandwich is so outstanding. It's not on the menu. I just ordered it. Oh my God. I could eat that every day, except that in about a week and a half, I would need a cardiologist. But it's so good.
Yeah, I agree. I think for me, Stasio's obviously
Yeah.
I'll always tell people go get a breakfast sandwich at Stasio's. The
Yes.
bread's made in house.
Yes.
You know, you can do they'll even do the sausage is made in house and they'll do like the sausage. I do the Taylor ham pork roll version
You
is
go
what
the
I
Jersey
usually order.
version.
Yeah, I go Jersey version. The other one, I mean, obviously, I'm never going to say no to a chicken biscuit. Any place that sells a chicken biscuit, I pretty much will eat. So I will. Yes, I'll eat Chick-fil-A. I'll go to and I'll go to Seven Bites and get theirs. So you really can't go wrong with that.
I'm super picky with biscuits. Like it has to be just in the end, I feel like no, like it just feels like flour. Cuz I think that most biscuits just aren't that good.
Yeah.
And like even the good ones, I'd rather have like a Kaiser roll for my
What,
breakfast
out of
sandwich. Like I
curiosity,
don't even
where?
like bagel sandwiches. I like different things on bagels.
Okay, okay. So do you like a bit? Is there a biscuit that you like?
I mean, I've had biscuits that I would eat and I like them, but usually I like, well, actually, Seven Bites makes such good sausage gravy, which is another thing that I usually don't like because I don't think most places do it well.
Yeah.
So I'm always prepared to not like the sausage gravy. Seven
Hmm.
Bites has good sausage gravy. So,
Yeah.
and that's why they put it on biscuits because most biscuits are not good.
Okay. Well, I think this may be a topic, a future topic of biscuits and
Definitely,
bread.
definitely.
Bread and biscuits.
Yeah,
Yes.
if I had one that I love, my daughter loves biscuits. She's super into them. They're just okay. Like, and
Okay.
most of them are not good. Like I'm waiting for one to make me like, oh my God, I could eat this for the rest of my life.
I will say that for me, I when I have a chicken biscuit, I expect the chicken biscuit to be something where I can actually eat like a sandwich. I do not intend to use a fork and knife. So if that, I mean, I'll
It can't
still
be
eat
too
it with a fork and
crumbly.
knife. Yeah, it can't be too crumbly. It's got to have structural integrity, all those good things. What about since I'm going specific on sandwich and we're only going to do a few cuz obviously we have a few other things to talk about
Okay.
like other handheld foods. But do you have a favorite cold sandwich?
I you know what I'm gonna say. I like a lot cold sandwiches. I love a good classic like Italian hero with all the, awesome greasy
Mhm.
salami and coppa and all the good provolone. There has to be provolone or it's not right. Um, I like mortadella, which my friend who worked in the deli would always call marshmallow bologna.
I like that. I like that.
So that's what I always call it. I like mortadella and I like bologna. I don't care what anyone says. I like bologna sandwiches
So
and they're good. And I
s-
like it cold. In Brazil, they make the mortadella hot and I'll eat it, but I honestly prefer it cold.
so where would you eat a cold sandwich in Orlando?
Oh, I mean, I'd eat a sandwich just about anywhere in
I
Orlando.
know
I'll eat a pub sub. Um, I'll eat
because
any of those food.
I think I know you and I have had one. Obviously, Stasio's does a great cold
Yes.
sandwiches,
Yes. I
but
like ziti at Stasio's. That's not cold though.
we had I believe you and I had one. What was the name of the place? It's from Oviedo that you and I went
Oh,
to.
I love Cavallari. They do a
Yes.
great mortadella
Yep.
hero. That's really good,
Mhm.
actually.
Yep.
They do great sandwiches there. You got to
Yeah.
go in the back there, and they have like a whole. And don't. There's like two menus. Look at both of them because the first time I went there, I didn't realize that there was a second menu, and then I saw it while they were making my sandwiches. I was like, "Oh, I would have ordered this." He's like, "You could have ordered that."
Nice.
So yeah, they
What
do
about
good sandwich there.
the and I won't take because obviously we already talked. We I'm kind of curious of because Orlando had a whole bunch of places that sells this chicken sandwiches.
Oh, I know my favorite chicken sandwich.
what's your go to chicken sandwich
Well,
place?
I haven't had it because, again, this would be one of those things. I don't get to go back to these places. I love them. But my favorite chicken sandwich holding is the hot butter chicken katsu sandwich from Sweet and Salty Island Grinds. That is the best chicken sandwich that I have had. And I have had a lot of really good chicken sandwiches. That is, it's one of those subjective things where you could go in any direction. But that sandwich is crazy good. It's got some spice, it's got a whole scoop of mac salad on it. It's amazing. It's really good.
For me, this one's a hard one because I do enjoy a good chicken sandwich. I'm not gonna be biased and pick my sandwich, Biggie Banh Mi at Gnarly Barley. I won't pick that one just because I think it's great and obviously has my name on it.
I want to
If
eat that sandwich with you. I feel like
I,
that's how you get the real Biggie Banh Mi
I think I
experience.
think maybe that should be a podcast episode,
Yes, that should be.
eating one of those. But for me, if I had to pick one, I would either, obviously it depends on my mood. So I would either, this is like 1A, 1B, or 1A, 1A. I can never say no to a Jam Hot chicken sandwich.
I love his
Uh
sandwiches. Yes.
and
Hot
Swine
Chicken
and
Day's coming up,
Sons.
by the way. Oh,
Y-
the Chiang Mai chicken
yes.
at Swine
So
and
that's the
Sons is
reason. They're two
definitely
different
that one's
flavors.
on my list.
There's two different
Definitely.
flavors, but those are the ones where I'm like, okay, which one is it that I'm in the mood for? Do I want a little heat or do I want the extra spices? So those are for me definitely my for like if I had to pick a category of like break it down, the chicken sandwich, those are the where I'm kind of headed to.
Well, we should do
Um
a field trip and we should go up to Sweet and Salty. And there is a sandwich place in Henry's Depot that I've never tried, like just sort of a regular deli.
I have eaten there, and we definitely should because it is good. It is a good sandwich.
And that's like a more
And
traditional
yes,
sandwich
for
place.
sure. No,
So
I'm all about taking a field trip, eating field trip with you. I want to go over one more category. Obviously, there's a lot more on there that we'll go through in the future. But the other popular handheld food item, taco. I know you picked Hunger Street
love Hunger
taco.
Street. I love Hunger Street because Hunger Street makes their own tortillas. And you don't sleep on any of the other stuff that's there too.
Yeah.
The soap base and all that stuff because the masa there is incredible. They make it from all different colors of heirloom corn and it's a game changer when it comes to because a lot of places even if they have good tortillas it can be a little bit like an edible napkin,
Mm-hmm.
and
Yeah.
and there's really flavor in all of the corn there.
The readers selected I think the readers selected it was either Hunger Street or I think it was either that or Black Rooster
Another
was
phenomenal
which is
taco place.
another, yeah, you really
Great
can't go
guac.
wrong with those.
Yeah, no, you can't go wrong.
No,
Totally
you
can't go
can't
wrong.
you can't go wrong. And I know there's another place that you've mentioned that you've been to as well that you also liked. What was the name of it?
Over the border,
Yes.
I recently tried their tacos, which are Tijuana tacos, which are different. I'm learning all of these things. Samuel, who runs that pop up, and you can find them all over town. Check their Instagram. You'll see their story. You can read about it in the Sentinel if you want. But they do a few pop ups a month. They're angling toward, making it a more full time endeavor. But for now, you can get them, 2 to 4 times a month, depending, all over the city. And they use corn tortillas. And it's pastor, it's chorizo, it's asada. That's pretty much it. And you get a big scoop of guac on it and some hot sauce and onions and cilantro. And that's it. That's the style there.
I love it. I love
Yeah,
it.
it's really good. I'm a guac fan, so I'm all about, throw that on there. But really, really good. And the food has to be cooked on a grill or, on the trompo for the pastor, so it has that real char
Mm-hmm.
grilled flavor, which you can't duplicate. You can't
Nope.
duplicate that on a flat top. It doesn't do the same.
I definitely had a blast. I love being able to have this conversation about the different foodie awards. I definitely want our listeners, as you're listening, to kind of give us your picks. Give us the picks of
Yeah, I
your
want new suggestions.
correct. And I think that's the key is the new suggestions. And I think that's the big thing that we're trying to create with this is a community of people giving new suggestions, new places to eat, or sharing the places that you love to eat. And just because it's not on the list, it just maybe didn't get nominated, or and maybe it's time to kind of help tell your friends and other people that like a certain place to join forces and spread the word about all these wonderful places to eat.
It would be great. What I've noticed in recent years is that increasingly there are readers' choices that are among my choices, which is pretty cool.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know, to see places, people voting for really good local places. It's really nice to see that.
Yeah, no, I absolutely love it, and that's kind of one of the big things that I think is great, and I love the fact of how you guys have decided to do the format for the Foodie Awards for Orlando Sentinel, just because of the fact that you now have different talking points, and it allows you to have people to have conversations on these topics, showcase them on these different, categories, and then be able to also highlight them like what you're going to be doing and
People
feature.
have responded very positively. I've only gotten one person who was very nice about it, but did not was not a fan, wanted like the bigger one better. But everybody else seems to be happy with the change, including, restaurant owners who have said, "Oh, I think
Yeah.
this is a good idea." So we'll see. We'll see how it goes. We got, let's get a year in and see how it goes.
Yep, and we'll definitely be hitting each one of these as we have different ones. I think it's a great topic to talk about when we have the different categories and the different as the next one comes out. We'll definitely sit down and have a conversation about those because maybe it'll be some of our favorites, or if not, we'll share some of the who we would have. Well, obviously, Amy Drew's going to tell you who it is because that's critics' choice. But I'll provide you with maybe who I would have picked.
I love it.
I know that's what I love about this. So definitely another great show. Thank you so much for listening to Amy Drew and I, and we look forward to recording more of these. And by all means, give us feedback. Tell us what you're thinking, what you like, places to eat, and give us all of that stuff. What
Thanks
do you
for
think, Amy?
listening.
Yes, thank you so much for listening. You guys have a good one, and we'll see you next week.
See ya.